Do you know why Chinese youth are behaving like birds? It's a question that might sound odd, but there's a striking significance behind it. Imagine this: young people donned in oversized t-shirts, flapping their arms and tweeting like birds. No, it's not a new dance trend. It's an extraordinary form of protest that is taking flight among the youth of China.
Many Americans are enjoying a long holiday weekend, taking a break from their typical 8-hour work days. Well, in China, the government officially caps workers' days at 8 hours as well, or a maximum of 44 hours a week. But a so-called 996 schedule is pressuring some workers into 12-hour days, 6 days a week. Elizabeth Palmer met a Beijing engineer searching for that all-important work-life balance.
The tech industry is especially bad.
996 is the spirit that I encourage in Alibaba people.
But why birds, you might wonder? Birds are free. They soar high, unburdened by the chains of the ground. And it's this freedom that the youth of China are yearning for. You see, the work culture in China is demanding, to say the least. The pressures are intense, the hours are long, and the breaks are few. This has led to an alarming rise in mental and physical health problems among workers. In big cities like Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou, it's estimated that 3/4 of urban workers suffer from work-related fatigue, musculoskeletal pain, sleep and eating disorders, occupational stress, and work-family imbalance. The problem is so pervasive that a 2013 survey by China's state-owned media, People's Daily, showed that a staggering 98.8% of Chinese IT industry workers were suffering from health problems. But the issue isn't limited to the IT industry. Companies across the board, from 58Com to ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, have faced criticism for their work practices. So the Chinese youth are rising, or rather, flying up against this oppressive culture. They are using the symbol of the bird to protest, to make their voices heard, to demand a change. Their tweets are not just imitations of bird sounds. They are a call for freedom, a demand for better working conditions, a plea for recognition of their struggle. This bird phenomenon among Chinese youth is a powerful symbol of resistance. It's a testament to their strength, their resilience, their desire for change. It's a movement that is making waves, not just in China, but across the globe. Now, let's delve deeper into when this issue first began. The roots of the issue trace back to the rise of the 996 work schedule. This infamous schedule requires employees to work from 9 in the morning to 9 at night, 6 days a week. It's become a brutal norm in China's booming tech industry, pushing workers to their limits and beyond. Companies like 58Com have openly embraced this grueling schedule. In September of 2016, the firm officially declared its adoption of the 996 regimen, sparking a backlash from employees and social media. But it didn't stop there. ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, also fell under the 996 spell. A CNBC article from May of 2021 reported potential employees turning down job offers due to the demanding work hours. The issue came under intense scrutiny in February 2022, following the tragic death of a 28-year-old employee who'd posted a message about feeling dizzy after exercising at the company gym just the night before. JD.com, too, found itself in hot water after an internal email from its vice president Gang He leaked online. The email called for the implementation of the 996 schedule on a flexible basis. The fallout was swift. The Labor Supervision Group of Shihu District in Hangzhou announced an investigation into the company later that same month. And these are just a few examples. At least 40 other companies, including tech giants like Huawei and Alibaba, have implemented the 996 system or an equally intensive alternative. But the human cost of this work culture is staggering. For now, let's take a moment to reflect on the genesis of this issue and its far-reaching consequences. In response to the oppressive work culture, Chinese youth took to the internet. A new wave of online protest was born, known as the 996 ICU GitHub campaign. It was a virtual uprising, a digital revolt against the relentless grind of the 996 work schedule. The campaign took its name from the grim joke that those working these grueling hours were headed straight for the ICU. The 996 ICU repository and website were created on March 26, 2019. This digital platform acted as a beacon for developers laboring under the 996 system, providing them with a platform to voice their concerns and share their experiences. The movement's slogan, "Developers' Lives Matter," resonated deeply, and by April 9, 2019, the repository had reached 200,000 stars, a testament to its widespread support. But the campaign wasn't just about protest, it was about action too. The anti-996 license was created, a legal instrument designed to prohibit companies operating under the 996 system from using open-source code. It was a strategic move, hitting companies where it hurt, their code bases. However, the campaign was not without its hurdles. On April 2, 2019, it was widely reported that several mainland Chinese browsers, including QQ Browser, WeChat, UC Browser, and Qihoo 360's 360 browser, blocked the 996 ICU repository on GitHub. They labeled it an illegal and fraudulent site. It was censorship in action, a clear attempt to stifle the voices of dissent. But the 996 ICU campaign refused to be silenced. On April 18, 2019, employees at Microsoft and GitHub created a repository named Support 996 ICU, a defiant stand against the potential threat of Chinese government censorship. It was a clear message. The campaign would not be intimidated. The campaign drew reactions from both sides of the divide. Advocates and critics, supporters and detractors, all had their say. It was a conversation that needed to happen, a dialogue long overdue. The 996 ICU campaign had successfully brought the issue into the limelight, sparking a debate that continues to this day. The 996 work culture had its defenders and detractors. High-profile figures such as Alibaba's Jack Ma and JD.com, Richard Liu, weighed in on the debate. Ma boldly proclaimed the 996 schedule to be a huge blessing, insisting that success couldn't be achieved without the extra effort and time. Liu echoed these sentiments, declaring that slackers are not my brothers. However, the glowing endorsements from these industry titans were met with sharp criticism. The Chinese media led the charge against the 996 culture. Xin Shiping of Xinhua News Agency condemned the system as a violation of labor law and a threat to the health and future of workers. Beijing Daily took aim at Ma and Liu, accusing them of boasting about 996 to disguise salary reductions or layoffs. The criticism wasn't confined to the media. Chinese scholars also voiced their concerns. They argued that the 996 system was a poisonous concoction, a harmful brew served up as a motivational elixir. They called for policymakers to reform work policies, stressing that without such initiatives, the dual circulation policy was doomed to fail. The legal issues surrounding the 996 work schedule were also brought into the limelight. On August 27, 2021, the Supreme People's Court deemed the 996 system illegal. However, doubts lingered as to whether this ruling would be fully enforced. The 996 work culture sparked a fierce debate that divided the nation. On one side were the industry leaders, praising the system as a gateway to success. On the other were critics, decrying 996 as an exploitative and harmful practice. As the debate rages on, potential solutions are being explored. The bird-like behavior of Chinese youth is a call for change. It is a symbolic protest, a plea for transformation, for a shift away from the damaging and all-consuming 996 work culture. So, what are the potential solutions to this pressing issue? Well, one key solution lies in policy reforms. Chinese scholars have stressed that policymakers need to reform work policies to realize the lowering of working time per worker in China. Without such initiatives, the dual circulation policy is doomed to fail. It's not just about reducing work hours, though, it's about creating a culture that values balance. A culture that understands that employees are not machines, but human beings. They need time to rest, to recharge, to spend with their families and friends. They need time to be human. Another potential solution is legal enforcement. The Supreme People's Court deemed the 996 work culture illegal on August 27, 2021. However, there are doubts about whether this ruling will be fully enforced. Enforcement is crucial. There needs to be a clear message sent to companies that exploiting their employees is not acceptable. This is not to say that hard work should not be valued. On the contrary, hard work is a virtue. But there is a clear line between hard work and exploitation. The 996 work culture blurs this line. It's not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Change won't come easy. It will require a combination of policy reforms, legal enforcement, and a shift in cultural attitudes towards work. But the bird-like behavior of the Chinese youth gives us hope. It is a powerful reminder that change is possible, that individual voices can spark a movement. And so, we find ourselves at the end of our journey today. We've delved into the heart of the 996 work culture, explored its impacts, and pondered potential solutions. But this is just the beginning. The conversation must continue. As we watch the Chinese youth take flight, we're reminded of the power of individual voices in sparking change. So let's keep talking, let's keep listening, and let's keep pushing for a future where balance is not just an ideal, but a reality. Write your authentic opinion and let's continue the conversation below.